What happened in that ring that night would silence an entire arena and change boxing forever. The crowd roared as Marcus the Mauler Jenkins stepped into the ring, his championship belt gleaming under the lights. He was undefeated, untouchable, and unbearably arrogant. When 16-year-old Destiny Washington walked through those ropes, he laughed in her face. She was small, unknown, and according to him, didn't belong there. He wanted to humiliate her in front of the world. He had no idea what was coming. The boxing gym on Riverside Avenue had seen better days. Peeling paint, worn heavy bags, and the perpetual smell of sweat and determination filled the air. This is where Destiny Washington spent every afternoon after school, training under the watchful eye of Coach Ray Thompson, a former contender who'd found his purpose in lifting up kids from the neighborhood. Destiny wasn't like the other fighters. At 16, she was small for her weight class, standing just 5'3", but what she lacked in size, she made up for in heart. She'd started boxing 3 years ago, not for glory or fame, but to protect herself and her younger brother after their mother passed away. Boxing became her sanctuary, her therapy, her way of turning pain into power. Coach Ray saw something special in her. "You've got something most fighters never find," he'd tell her. "You've got purpose beyond yourself." Across town, Marcus the Mauler Jenkins was celebrating his 30th consecutive victory at an upscale sports bar. At 28 years old, he was the reigning regional champion, known for his devastating right hook and even more devastating ego. Surrounded by cameras, reporters, and admirers, Marcus held court like a king. "I'll fight anyone," he declared, his voice dripping with arrogance. "Man, woman, doesn't matter. Nobody in this city can touch me." A local sports blogger, trying to make a name for himself, saw an opportunity. "What about Destiny Washington? She's undefeated in the amateur circuit. 16-0. Marcus laughed, a cruel sound that echoed through the bar. "That little girl, please. She's fighting nobodies in church basements. I'd embarrass her so bad, she'd quit boxing forever." The blogger recorded everything, and by morning the video had gone viral. The challenge was issued, the gauntlet thrown. The Boxing Commission, sensing a publicity opportunity despite the obvious mismatch, sanctioned an exhibition match, 3 rounds, protective gear, and multiple referees. It would be safe, they promised. Coach Ray was furious. "This is a circus. Destiny is trying to humiliate you for attention. We don't have to accept this." But Destiny had watched that video. She'd seen the contempt in Marcus's eyes, heard the laughter in his voice. She thought about every girl in every gym who'd been told she didn't belong, every young fighter who'd been dismissed because of their size, their age, their gender, their background. "I'm fighting him, coach," she said quietly. "Not for me. For everyone who's ever been laughed at before they even got their chance." The night of the exhibition match, the arena was packed. 20,000 people filled the seats, but it wasn't support. Destiny felt it was spectacle. They'd come to see Marcus Jenkins, the celebrated champion, toy with a teenage girl. Social media was ablaze with criticism of the match, but also with morbid curiosity. In the locker room, Destiny wrapped her hands slowly, methodically. Coach Ray had trained her for this moment, drilling into her the strategy they'd developed: movement, defense, patience. "He's bigger and stronger, but he's also overconfident. He'll underestimate you every second of this fight. Use that." Meanwhile, Marcus was giving interviews in his locker room, barely breaking a sweat during his warm-up. "I'll take it easy on her," he said with a smirk. "Maybe let her land a few jabs so she doesn't feel too bad. 3 rounds, then it's over." The walk to the ring felt eternal for Destiny. The crowd's noise was deafening. Some cheering, many jeering signs waved in the audience. "Go home, little girl," and Marcus in 30 seconds. But in one corner, she spotted a small group of young girls holding a banner. "We believe in you, Destiny." That was enough. The opening bell rang. Marcus came out dancing, showing off for the crowd. He threw lazy jabs, not even trying to connect. He was performing, entertaining, humiliating. The crowd ate it up, laughing at his showboating. "Come on, kid," he taunted between his teeth. "Show me something." Destiny stayed defensive, moving, circling, watching. Coach Ray's voice echoed in her head. "Let him get comfortable. Let him think he's right about you." Round 1 ended with Marcus barely breaking a sweat. The commentators talked about how respectful he was being, how gentle. The crowd's laughter grew louder. Round 2 began the same way. Marcus continued his show, throwing combinations at half speed, pulling his punches. But then, 90 seconds into the round, something shifted. Destiny saw a pattern in his movement. Marcus always dropped his left hand after throwing his right cross. Always. It was a tiny tell, a fraction of a second, born from years of facing opponents too intimidated to capitalize on it. She waited for her moment. Marcus threw his signature right cross, showing off again. His left hand dropped, and Destiny exploded forward with a counter left hook that connected flush with his jaw. The arena went silent. Marcus stumbled backward, his eyes wide with genuine shock. For the first time in years he'd been hurt, really hurt. The crowd erupted not in laughter now but in astonishment. Marcus's demeanor changed instantly. The smile vanished. This wasn't fun anymore. This was real. He charged forward with real intentions now, throwing heavy combinations meant to end the fight. But Destiny was ready. Everything Coach Ray had taught her came flooding back. She slipped punches, pivoted, countered. She wasn't just surviving, she was outboxing him. The round ended with Marcus breathing hard, confused, angry. Round 3 began with an entirely different atmosphere. The crowd was standing now, electric with possibility. Could this actually happen? Could a 16-year-old girl defeat the undefeated champion? Marcus came out aggressive, abandoning his showboating entirely. This was about survival now, about protecting his reputation. He pressed forward, using his size advantage, trying to overwhelm Destiny with power. But power without precision is just wasted energy. Destiny moved like water, flowing around his attacks. Every punch Marcus threw seemed to miss by inches. She was in complete control now. Her fear transformed into focus. Her doubt converted to determination. With 90 seconds left in the fight, Destiny saw another opening. Marcus, frustrated and tired, overextended on a wild haymaker. She ducked under it and unleashed a 3-punch combination: left hook to the body, right uppercut, left cross that landed with devastating accuracy. Marcus dropped to one knee. The referee began counting. 1. 2. The arena held its collective breath. 4. 5. 6. Marcus tried to stand, his legs shaky, his pride shattered. 7. 8. He made it to his feet, but his eyes were unfocused. The referee looked into them, checked his stability, and made the decision. Fight's over. Winner by TKO, Destiny Washington. What happened next, no one in that arena would ever forget. For a moment, there was absolute silence. Then, as if a dam had broken, the crowd exploded, not just cheering, screaming, crying, celebrating. People who'd come to watch a spectacle had witnessed a miracle. But the most remarkable moment came from Marcus himself. As Destiny stood in the center of the ring, tears streaming down her face, overwhelmed by what she'd accomplished, Marcus approached her. The cameras caught everything. He could have walked away bitter, embarrassed. His reputation was in ruins, his undefeated record shattered. Instead, he did something unthinkable. With the entire world watching, he got down on one knee and held it out to her. "This belongs to you now," he said, his voice cracking with emotion. "Not because you beat me. Because you showed me what a real champion looks like. I've been fighting for my ego. You fought for something bigger than yourself. You just taught me more about boxing in 3 rounds than I learned in 30 fights. Destiny, shocked, tried to refuse. "I can't take that. It's yours." Marcus shook his head. "I didn't earn this. I won fights, but I wasn't a champion. You took on an impossible challenge, faced the mockery and the doubt, and you stood tall anyway. Every kid who's ever been told they're not good enough needs to see this moment. Please take it." Through her tears, Destiny accepted the belt, the image of Marcus Jenkins, the arrogant champion, brought to his knees. Placing his belt around the waist of the teenage girl he'd tried to humiliate became one of the most iconic moments in boxing history. But the story didn't end there. Marcus became Destiny's biggest advocate. He used his platform to promote young fighters, especially girls, who faced the barriers he'd once represented. He opened a gym in Destiny's neighborhood, offering free training to any kid who walked through the doors. "I was the villain in someone else's victory story," he said in interviews afterward, "and I'm grateful for it. Destiny didn't just beat me. She saved me from becoming someone I never should have been." Destiny continued fighting, eventually winning multiple championships. But she never forgot that night, and she never let the spotlight change who she was. She used her platform to advocate for youth programs, anti-bullying initiatives, and opportunities for underprivileged kids. Years later, in an interview, a reporter asked Destiny what that fight meant to her. She thought for a long moment before answering. "It wasn't about beating Marcus, it was about proving that your size, your age, your background, none of that defines your worth. Every person who's ever been underestimated carries a power inside them that the world can't see. That night, I just let mine show, and I hope it gave permission to others to do the same." The reporter had one final question. "Do you ever regret that fight? The pressure, the mockery, how hard it was?" Destiny smiled. "Not for a second. Because the little girls in the crowd that night, the ones holding that banner, they went home knowing they could be anything. And that's worth every punch I ever took." If this story touched your heart, please like, share, and subscribe. There are millions of untold stories of courage just like Destiny's, waiting to inspire the world. Let's find them together.